G'day guys, welcome back. Look, take 2 of the shark and diver. Now this shark I got just from eBay. I searched Megalodon and my husband cut its head off. The last one we cut lower down, right on the fins there, and I found it was just a bit too big. It was touching the bottom of the skull mold, so I'm using the skull mold again, but this time I'm going to do what my husband suggested, and what a lot of you all suggested, was to make the diver this way instead of that way. So we're going to do it this way, but I don't want him all the way in there. So what I've done is I've put, as you can see, I've put a little bit of tape. I'm hoping it's going to hold, because I want to try and fill this up as high as possible, because I want the diver like up here, not too far in. I want to be able to see him. So my idea is to put the tape there. Hopefully it'll stay. And then I'm just going to pour a little bit of resin in there. I mixed it about 15 minutes ago. It's the Platinum 360 Plus. It's getting warm. So I just thought it would help, you know, not spill over if I had it a little bit thicker. Actually, I should probably put it on a little piece of plastic, a plastic bag in case it leaks. It's just a packaging bag. There we go. Just in case it leaks. It doesn't matter if it goes on the sides, because it's going to have resin on the sides anyway. But well, hopefully my tape will hold. There we go. Zoom you in a bit. Hopefully the tape will hold, and I'll see how high up I can make it. I only mixed up a little bit of resin. I did like 20 grams of A and 10 grams of B, so it's only an ounce. So it's getting a little bit thick, the resin. It's getting a little bit goopy, which is what I want. It's not really wanting to pop bubbles very easily, but you can scoop them out. I don't think anyone's going to really see any bubbles in there when you're looking through the top of the skull, but I'll try and get them out nonetheless. I'll get them to the top there, and there we go. All right, so hopefully that's holding there, my little dam walls. I'm going to take it up as high as I can without obviously going over. So that'll be it there. So the next thing I want to do is turn my timer off. Hang on. Okay, so that's pretty much all the resin I want to put in there for now. Didn't use it all up. And then I'm going to wait another... I don't know, I'll check it every 5 minutes. It's just if I put him in now, he may just... Actually, I'll have to put him in a little bit. See, it's still too soft, so I'll come back. I'll check it every 5 minutes, and we just want to be able to like poke him in a little bit, so I'll just leave him there. I'll come back. I'll check it every 5 minutes. Because I kind of just want his up to his knees, I guess. So yeah, I'll come back and check it soon. Okay, let's try this again. I'm going to put a toothpick in there just to see how thick it is. So it's leaving a little sticky train, obviously. Let's try again. Now, just trying to get him to balance is going to be the trick. I don't want him to sink too... The issue is, like, I don't know how, like, far to stick him in, because I don't know exactly how... Whoa, he's sinking a bit much. Okay, it's probably not ready yet. I'm not sure exactly, like, I don't want him, you know, hitting the top there. But also we don't want him hidden too much in the jaws. Okay, I don't think it's quite ready yet. Okay, we'll just put that back there. Another 5 minutes and we'll try again. Okay, been another 5 minutes. And as you can see, it's getting really, really tacky. So hopefully it will be all right now. Now, I'm being very careful not to get it on my skin. Just can't, there's certain things you can't do with gloves on, hey? Poke him in. Now, I've got some tape here. I think I'll just pop a bit of tape over him just so that he doesn't fall over. And I'll have a look from the side. See, the top of his head is pretty much even with the top of the shark's nose, and I do want him taller than it. So, oh, puppy, what's going on? Oh, it's all right. It stopped. What happened, puppy? Hey, what happened? It's not answering me. Kids. All right. I just want to show you what I mean. Take you down. I just want... Oops, he's fallen over again. I want him to be a little bit higher. Can't do it one-handed. I want him to be a little bit higher than the tip of the shark's nose. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm going to get some tape and just tape him in there. And see how that goes. It might be a little bit too soft yet. Whoa! I said I don't want to push him in. Maybe if I just do that. Is that going to be enough to just hold him? I don't want to push him into the resin. That's the only thing. Okay. I'm just going to stand here and hold it for the next 5 minutes. I'll see you shortly. Got a couple of my little druzies. They're not heavy, so I might just see which one works. Just to keep him upright. Look at that! Where there's a will, there's a way. There is. All right. Now, how's that looking? So that's just keeping him from not falling forward, just until the resin sets enough. Okay, let's have a look at that, shall we? See how we're going. Now I can hold the camera with 2 hands. I might be able to do a little bit better of a job for you. Okay, so there he is. I can't see the tip of the shark's nose. Anyway, I want to make sure that the diver is higher than the shark's nose. So anyway, I will keep fiddling with it, and I will see you for the next stage when it's ready to, when it's cured and ready to go into the skull. Okay, so this has dried nicely. Look at that. That's what it's going to look like. So I did this yesterday. Didn't have a chance to pour it all yesterday, but we'll make sure that the skull is nice and clean. And I'm going to put it in this way. Now, if you look at the skull, the highest point is there, and the highest point of this is the diver. So I'm going to put him in that way so that hopefully the highest point of the skull is where the diver's little head is. All right, now, I don't know if this is straight. It's a bit difficult to see. I kind of just have to wedge it in there because I don't want it to fall down. I don't know if you can see. Can you see in there? It's kind of the side of the shark is sitting on those eyeballs there, on the silicone eyeballs. So that's kind of stopping it from going any further down. So I'm just going to leave it there. And I do want to be able to put a tiny bit of like I don't know, light blue or green or something over the top later on, just so that you're not looking in and seeing this. That's the mouth there. Just as well, look, we're nearly cut into it. Nearly. So I'll just put it down a little bit lower just so that I can get just a small, very thin sort of top coat over the top. Now I've put my resin into the vacuum chamber just to get all the bubbles out. And yeah, they're all gone. It's amazing, that thing. Right, now I'm going to pour onto my stick. Again, pouring it onto the stick just helps with that resin, you know, when it splashes down onto itself and makes bubbles, whereas if you do it this way, you tend not to get that splashing and bubble occurring. So this is the Platinum River Table resin, and I mixed up 175 grams of A and 75 grams of B, so that's 250 grams, which is basically a cupful. Let's just see how that's going there. Okay, it needs a little bit more. Any concern I have at this stage is there's still a little bit of air that's sort of underneath in the shark's mouth, because obviously I didn't fill up the whole thing. So I am going to just take this back to my vacuum chamber before I fill it up and just see if there's any air stuck under that mouth. Do you think there will be? Do you want to have a look? I'll bring you with me in case you're interested. So there it is. It's sitting in my vacuum chamber. And these are both off at the moment, so I'm going to open that one and just put that on. It's going to take a minute or so before it gets up to full pressure. Hopefully you can hear me over the noise of the compressor. But if you didn't have a vacuum chamber, I guess you could just put a little bit of resin in and then go squeeze, 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 you know, underneath where the shark's mouth is, and just kind of squeeze the silicone and see if you can dislodge any bubbles. And maybe there is no bubbles, or are no bubbles. Yeah, I don't know, because I poured the resin in quite slowly, and it probably would have just, you know, gone in and filled up all the little nooks and crannies in that mold. So maybe there aren't any bubbles in there at all, but I just want to be 100%, because it's my second time doing this, and oh, there was a bubble. I'm not going to be doing it again. This is it. There may not be any bubbles in there. I might have to actually mix up a tiny bit more resin, because I haven't got any in that actual head there of the shark. I don't see any bubbles yet, but then we're not at full pressure yet. When it gets down to the -1 at the end there, then that's full pressure. There might not be any bubbles. Well, there's a little one. Look at that. There's one, just a little one there on the very edge down the bottom there. Oh, there we go. See, there's a few popping up now. Oh my gosh. Look at them. Where are you coming from? Sometimes I think it actually comes out of the silicone. I don't think the silicone's like it's not solid. I think it's porous, and there's like air comes out of the silicone. Little dudes, what are you doing? Okay, well, we'll just let it do its thing. But yeah, I don't think there was actually bubbles in the resin. I think it's more coming out of the silicone itself, because there was no bubbles in this top area here, on sort of in the bottom right. There were no bubbles there. Alright, so anyway, I'll just let this run its course, just a minute or two, and then I will see you back at the workbench. I made up just a little bit more resin because I haven't got enough to go in here. So we'll just pour that in. Whoa, no, no, don't fly away and tip over. Okay, just stay there then. I'll have to hook it under there just to keep it from dipping down. And just a little bit more. Like I said, I only wanted just a tiny little bit of room for some darker blue or something else, just so that you're not, when you turn it upside, you're not looking in there. Now, I have found with this particular mold that this side is lower than this side. So on this side, there's probably 1/2 centimetre still that you can pour resin, and then that side, it's full. So I'm going to pop something under there. A few bits of paper, little bits of paper that I've got. It's not enough room, I don't think, for like a pop stick, but a few bits of card under there, under those little flaps there, just to bring it this way a bit. Otherwise, there's not going to be any room left for any resin. Okay, now the bubbles should come up nice and easily. This side seems higher as well, so I might have to lift that up as well. Anyway, you'll see. If you do this, you'll see that the mold isn't exactly level. But anyway, just leave yourself, if you want to do this, leave yourself a little bit of room. And that's it. It's going to take about 2 days to cure. So I will see you then for the next step. Okay, so it's the next day. This resin is still soft, but it's set enough for me to put the top layer on. So I've mixed up some Platinum 360 Plus, and I've put some of this greeny blue pigment paste in it. I love this colour. It's by Resin. It's called Peacock Dance. It's really pretty. So I'm going to put some of that in, and I made up a little bit of extra because I want to do some puffy hearts as well with some gold sparkle in for my giveaway, so that's why I've got just a little bit of extra made up. So here we go. It's going to be a bit tricky trying to get in under there, but like I said, I only need a tiny little bit, but it's still going to be a bit tricky because it's higher at that end. I might have to put something underneath that end. It's hard to see exactly how the resin's going to flow until you start doing it, because this bit here is a little bit higher than down in there. I don't want to move the mold because I don't want, you know, the blue going down into my clear, so I'll just have to, it's not too bad, it's not too bad at all, actually. I knew it was never going to be perfect, but as long as it's covered by something, I'm happy. I'm just worried about this might go over a little bit. Let's take that out. Okay. Yep, that'll do. I better not put any more in. Last time I overfilled it, it all ran down the side, so that'll do. And let's do some puffy hearts, shall we? Here's one I prepared earlier. Now, I love making this blue with my gold sparkle in it. Just grab it off the shelf. It's the Gold Super Sparkle by Colour Passion. The lovely Kim gal. Hi Kim, if you're watching. Love this. It's my favourite. It's very light. It's flyaway stuff. So, but it's not heavy like glitter, so it doesn't sink as much. I mean, it does sink because, you know, stuff sinks in resin, but it gives a gorgeous, lovely little glitter to anything you put it in. So just a tiny bit, because like I said, it's going to sink a bit, but it's pretty lightweight, so it sort of spreads as well. It doesn't just sink into a big ball like regular glitter does. So look at that. Just gives a gorgeous shimmer. So here we go. We'll pour into, and I'm not sure how many we'll get. We'll just, I do that much and then just let it go into the bale there on its own. And then I'll come back and put a little bit more in. I may only get 3 out of this. I might get 4, might. There's a bit left in there. But I just want to make sure that these are full enough that the resin's gone round into the bale there. So just let it drip in off my stick. If you were more patient than I, you could just wait until the resin flowed in there, but I'm not that patient. You guys know that. All right, there we go. So it's full now. So now I just like to give it a bit of a top up, just so it's at the top of the mold there. Don't know that I'll get, oh, don't know. Let's try it. If I don't have enough, I can always just top it up with a little bit of clear or something else with the next lot. Oh, look, I might actually have enough. Wow, go you good thing. Gonna have 4. Woohoo! Yeah, these are like one of my favorites to do. This turquoise with the gold, and also the black with the gold, the super sparkle. Love it. Those are my 2 favorite puffy hearts to do. I do a lot of those. Scrape it out. Who needs a bit more? You do. Okay, so that's it. I think that's everybody. Can't get any more out. Can't squeeze my cup. A little bit more. So there we go. That's it. All right, done. Well, I'm glad I got 4 of those out. I mean, if I particularly wanted to, I could just take a tiny bit more of this, just because I'm worried about it overflowing, and just put it into that one, just like so. Just because I'm worried about it overflowing, but it should be fine. Okay, there we go. Now, with your puffy hearts, if you're going to give it a torch, just do it in the middle where the bubbles come up, just like that. And just use your tiny little torch. Don't go torching the bale there, because it's not very deep and it's way too close to the silicone, so you'll melt it. So just do a little bit in the middle, just like that, if you particularly want to. And that's it. All right, now we're going to wait till tomorrow, and then I can unmold this. I'm super excited to see if it's going to work. Right, it's the next day. Everything has set nicely. Let's start with these, shall we? Let's see what we've got. Come out really nice and easy. All right. Are we ready? Oh, look! I told you they were amazing. This color scheme. Look at that. Isn't that just gorgeous? I know there's lots of little rings you can see because of the ring lights, but it's so pretty. So pretty. All right, pop them aside. Okay, now on to the main event. So just loosen it all the way around. A little bit of overspill there. This mold's getting a bit old now. You can only really use these a few times and then they lose their shine, hey? Okay. Well, I've probably used it quite a few times. Now, I'm just going to spray with this is 100% alcohol in here, isopropyl alcohol. Just pop a little bit of alcohol down the sides, and it just makes it so much easier. And then I give it a little bit of a massage to work that liquid in and all the way around. And you can see that it's already loose like that. Find this is the best way to do it. Now, be really careful when you squeeze, because it can pop out and go flying across the room. I did that once. Really gave me a fright, but anyway. All right, there it is. Now, I'm just going to give it a bit of a dry off with my little microfiber cloth here, because now I've got it wet with alcohol. All right. Are we ready, you guys? Are we ready? Oh my gosh, I hope it's worked this time. Oh, look. There he is. Oh, that's amazing. That's so cool. Look at that. Wow. Love it. So positioned much better than the last one, and you can actually see the shark much better in this one too, because I've dropped it down a little bit. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. Look at all those teeth. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Wow, love it. That is so cool. All right, so there you go. Much better than the first attempt. And yeah, liking that little bit of blue on the bottom there, like it's rising up from that deep blue sea. And there you go. All right, I'll take some nice photos outside for you, but that's pretty much it. Okay, so glad it's worked. Much better than the last one. All right, thanks again for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this video. It's a bit of fun. Have a go at it. And there's something else I want to put in a skull real soon, so watch out for that one. It'll be coming up soon. All right. Thanks for watching, everyone. Take care. Bye for now.